Yes, go ahead and go live, although I don't have anything on the board. It's just a board. Hello. Hello and welcome. I'm your host, Lazbar, and we're going to do that new comic book day thing that I do sometimes. I just got to get my Space Church music going here. It's the Endless Space soundtrack, which is an excellent soundtrack. Atmospheric. It's got a little bit of bite to it in places. There we go. And I'm actually going to skip past the first track. This one, because I like this one a lot, man. This is a dope track. So hello and welcome. Plug my headset there. Get my plastic bag full of comic books. And boy, feels like I got a million books this week. Probably not that far off the case. I apologize for any crinkling you might hear. That might bother you. Then again, I could do like plastic bag crinkle ASMR. Hold on. Is that effective? Are you feeling very ASMR? Okay. Anyway. Moving on. Now, I did read one of these comic books already. I couldn't help myself. I was in the drive-thru, backed up. Nobody was moving anywhere. And I was just like, man, I can't help it. I gotta read this thing. See how much money I spent here. $30.49. You know, not as much as I thought. Holy crap! He didn't even charge me for that. See, this is what happens when you establish a good relationship with your shop man. You get weird little benefits. Didn't charge me for it. Well, we'll get to that. There's one of these books. I don't want to show the cover because I don't remember what's on the cover. So we can go ahead and lay that out. Oh yeah, and there was some free stuff here. I couldn't resist, like little whatever, you know? Some other thing that was just sitting there. This is... Got some stuff here. A Vampirella, Fallen World, Carnage, Elvira, Hulk. I may choose not to show that one on stream. And the Dollar Comics. Okay, that looks like everything. Alright. So, let's start with the stuff out of the 50-cent bin. And I don't want to get my shop man in trouble, but I guess he's like, this dude buys so many books, I don't care about $1.50. Because there were just these 6 old Western printed manga here. I got number 1 and number 14, and now I have, let's see, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and I forget what this one was, 23. I'm a sucker for manga printed as a Western comic. It's true. I'm not gonna defend it. I'm not gonna deny it. It is just the truth. I'm a sucker for this kind of stuff. Now, the 2 issues of Zenin that I have didn't really do a lot for me, but holy moly, I just opened this up. What looks like an incredible fight sequence. Dude, if this whole book is just a fight, that's awesome. I played around with the camera settings a little bit to try to keep it from darkening so much when this stuff was bright. So if things look a little different, that might be why. Oh, hold on. Just the gamer. Okay, I'm intrigued. I haven't been into any manga for years. You know, this is just a thing, man. I like this kind of stuff that was printed a long time ago as a Western comic. These probably date from like 1988 or something. Let's see. Looking for a copyright here. I see literally everything but... Oh, there it is. 1988. Called it. And this looks like... the 2 issues I did have of this looked like it was just like all action. And that's what these look like too. It should be a fun read, even though I'm not like familiar with what Xenon is or anything like that. It's just I saw them. They were waiting for me. And I couldn't resist. Plus, I got them for the best possible price. $0. You can't beat that price. And that's just because Graham Cracker Comics, you go in there, you get free comic books. The 50-cent bin. And you can see why this stuff was in the 50-cent bin. Like, this one's got the torn or corn off of it. And they're a little beat up. And I just dropped one on the floor, but the paper's yellowed and stuff. Like, oh, this one's got like a crease in the page, but since I'm just getting these to read them, it doesn't really matter what shape they're in. So hopefully I enjoy reading those. Although my to-read stack has gotten kind of obscenely large at this point, so... You know what, before we go through any more books, I mean, let me just kind of demonstrate the, oh gosh, size of the to-read stack. It's everything. Oh no, there's another one. So it was like, all this I gotta read. Huh, here's a DC 100-page giant from last month I don't think I read. That's kind of a shame. Oh, no point in doing a review of that now, I guess, because this month's stuff is out, because I got that... Right there is Wonder Woman. I got the new Wonder Woman right there. And I got a whole drawer full of graphic novels I gotta read. Here's all when that was released. In spite of a few condition issues, they look good. Yeah. Like, they're not totally, like, mangled or anything. I was about the same age when that came out. It's totally... I don't think anybody else collects this kind of stuff. Like, I have a whole bunch of these random manga issues, and I just think it's cool. It's cool to see something originally formatted in a little volume like this, changed up to be printed in the much bigger comic format, you know, because they mirror the pages. Like, look at this. You can't really... Maybe if I turn it sideways, like... It's standard floppy size versus the normal size for a manga, you know? Gunsmith Cats is excellent, by the way. Just happen to have that laying there because it's in the to-read pile, like so many other books. A lot of American publishers, when they put out their graphic novels or their trades, they make them the same size as the floppies. Like, I don't know, here's a perfect example. There's a graphic novel I got in the mail a while back from a Kickstarter. You know, it's essentially the same size as the floppy. But some publishers, like Alterna, actually do their graphic novels a little bit smaller, because this is more of a standard paper size than the traditional comic format. Now I'm kind of getting off track. I want to show some books. I'm excited to show some books, because I got some cool stuff in here. I have absolutely some cool stuff. You know what? I'm going to start with the free stuff. This was just, more free stuff. These were just sitting out in, like, the previews, please take one section. So I'm like, okay, I'll try this. Like, I kind of like the art style. Like, the line art there on the cover looks nice. And then I open it up, and... I don't really like the art nearly as much now. The coloring... Whoa! Okay. Hi, Trigon. Yeah, I'm not sure I like the coloring. I don't think it works there. But I'll give it a fair shake when I'm looking through it. Gunsmith what now? I didn't catch... Oh, Gunsmith Cat. Oh, yeah, you got it. Gunsmith Cats, yeah. Gunsmith Cats is totally cool. Although I gotta admit, I'm mostly familiar with the animated, the OVA, the original video animation, as opposed to the manga. And I don't know what this behind the scenes edition is. Like, is this just like that new comic, except it's black and white? Because that's sure what it looks like. Isn't this the one written by J.J. Abrams' son? Like, the nepotism book? Well, that's a depressing, like, page to flip it open to. Is he fighting aliens? You know what? I'm not even going to think about it. I'm just going to put that aside. I'm putting that aside before I start making fun of it, and I don't want to start making fun of stuff yet. I'm having too much fun. Let's do the dollar stuff. Oh, I eat this up with a spoon, man. A gigantic spoon. So Marvel's got their True Believers line, and it's all Hulk books. I already read the Professor Hulk one down here, which was muy bueno. I'm hoping these other ones are going to be pretty good. Ooh, this looks like a very recent one. Oh god, don't be that one. Don't be that one that I hate. Hold on, let me just flip through till I find the Hulk. Is this the one I think it is? No, it's not the one I think it is. Okay. But I do recognize this. This was from 10 years ago? Like right after World War Hulk? Printed Avengers 684. I remember this because they like everybody was after him again. Like the Hulk shows up and literally everybody wants to party with the Hulk. And it was just kind of whatever. Alright, well, okay, I no longer have high hopes for that issue because I vaguely remember it. But I already read that. That was a good story. And Grey Hulk, Joe Fixit. That's not something I'm super familiar with, so I'm hoping it's going to be good. The nepotism book. It's true! The only reason Henry Abrams is writing a comic book, much less Spider-Man, is because of who his daddy is. That's the only reason. That is the only reason. I really need to fix it so I have a monitor right there so I don't have to turn my head all the way to the side to see the chat. That kind of delays my reactions. And then there were some dollar comics from DC. This one actually came out last week. It's Hush #1. Or it's the first part of Hush. Come on, you know this is good. I've already read Hush. This is like the third copy of Hush I own. Then Harley Quinn #1. I think this is from the current run, isn't it? Isn't Amanda Connor the one writing the current run? I've read this one before. Yeah, I have totally read this before, but I don't think I own it. Anyway, I'm just a sucker for dollar books. I can't help it. Say when it was originally printed, originally published in Harley Quinn #1, 2013. So it's New 52 Harley. Yeah, which I did read. I read all the New 52 #1s when they were a thing, man. And a lot of them were disappointing, and some of the ones I liked ended up being ones that got canceled pretty quick. Like the stupid, like, Barbarian Adventure thing with Vandal Savage. Like, that didn't last very long, did it? Neither did Jonah Hex. I like that one, too. So, dollar stuff, man. For $5. For the price of, let's see if I got a $5 comic here. $3.99. $3.99. $4.99. Here we go. So for the price of Absolute Carnage #3, $4.99, which I know, based on the last two issues, I'm going to love. I'll read your chat in just a second, dude. I got 5 books. That's hard to beat. Even if I only like 4 of them, that's still pretty good. Don't worry about it. Enjoying your reactions. Autographic novels will increase just watching. Huh? You know, if there's one thing I've done in my life, it's do a lot of reading. It is do a lot of reading. I love reading. I particularly enjoy this kind of reading where you have the pictures, and so you get the interplay of clever wordplay and beautiful art. Do I have a good example? Oh, let's see if I have a good example sitting in my short box of stuff I need to put away. Ah, you know what? This actually came out months ago, but I didn't get a copy of it till a viewer sent one to me. His name's Mad Mori. Morikyopa is his handle on Twitch. He talks about comics a lot. But this book, even though it was kind of just like above average, it did the interplay between words and images really well. Because most of the book is narrated in these purple boxes. And so the purple boxes highlight what's about to happen more often than not. Like here, she's just waking up. She has no memory because her memory gets reset like every week or something. And so guy comes in, room service, like you ordered, miss. Waking up. Oh, and there's another thing. You never order room service. And there's the room service guy pulling out the Uzi. Like that kind of stuff. You couldn't pull that off in a media that was purely text because you would have to telegraph something ahead of where you're supposed to. Comic books let you do that kind of interplay. Whether you're talking Western comics, or well, I should say American comics, or Belgian comics, or manga, or manhwa, or any other type, you can totally get those very clever bits of work in. Good writers do that pretty well. Donny Cates did a pretty good job of that in some of the other Absolute Carnage stuff. And I got high hopes that I'm going to really enjoy this book because I really like #1. The only thing I didn't like about #2 was that it ended. Especially where it ended. Because that was pretty brutal. Oh, hey, it's a bunch of Avengers. And an ad. I don't care about the ad. I'm pretty sure I'm going to like Absolute Carnage, number 3. It's the first Marvel book I bought in a while. Or, Absolute Carnage is. Like, I was totally, jammed along with Mr. and Mrs. X, which seems to have ended. Before that, I was into, Spider-Man, not Brand Day. What was it? Renew Your Vows, that was it. Which is kind of like... Oh, sorry, I whacked the microphone. Which is kind of like Spider-Man, where he should be, as opposed to where they put him after they've reset and reconned him a couple of times. Retconned a couple of times. Well, let's move this dollar stuff over, just off camera, into the stack. Sorry for the sniffle. Let's see, what else we got here? We got... Once in Future number 2. It was kind of embarrassing, my review of number 1. I apparently forgot to splice the first half of the review onto it, so the review just starts me starting a rant, and it's not a very flattering rant. The part of the video that I apparently forgot to stick on was very complimentary to the book. Because I was talking about, man, this is well constructed, the art's pretty good, I love this sequence right here, it is super dope, and then I forgot to add that on, so you just like cut right into, this book hates you, the reader. God, that was embarrassing. Oh, let's see what you said. Love comics when you were younger, then got made fun of in college and military. Fun to watch. Don't worry about interacting with my chat too much. Okay. I mean, you're my viewer. I want to talk to you because you're here. You're spending time, your precious time, with me. And I would be remiss in my duties as effectively your host if I was just like, yeah, whatever, I'm just going to keep talking. But yeah, super embarrassing situation with number 1. People got on me in the comments for that review, and I don't blame them. I absolutely don't blame them because that was a goof on my part. But I'm owning up to it. So the story to this is basically like, what if King Arthur came back and was a zombie and controlled by white nationalists? I'm pretty sure that's the story, which is goofy. Also, people making fun of you for liking comics in college, screw them, dude. I had my comic books since I was a kid. I didn't buy comics for a long time, but I totally bought some graphic novels and stuff. Like, I bought Watchmen when I was in college. What else? The Ghost in the Shell collected trade. All 6 volumes of Akira collected. Like, there is nothing wrong with liking comics. Anybody who says there is incorrect. Comics are a perfectly valid medium. Comics are no weirder than reading a normal novel or watching a movie. And people just act like it's kids stuff, which, to be fair, some of it is. And to be fair, that's also perfectly fine. Like, Disney makes billions of dollars for a reason, making kids products. There's a big market for it. And in fact, I think comics lost a little something when the mainstream of comics moved away. Kind of like stuff that you could get into if you were a kid. Or maybe not a kid. Like, when I say kid, I don't mean like 8 years old in the case of comics. I mean like you're like 13 or 12 or something. Like, things should be safe, but also a little bit subversive. That's kind of the ideal, and comics definitely left that territory behind. And I think the change started when I was a kid, when Watchmen came out and the graphic novel, the mini-series, became like the dominant medium that every comic creator wanted to make. I think that was kind of the turning point, because then comics all had to be mature. So you couldn't just have stupid fun like Hulk smashing his way through a bunch of dudes. Speaking of which, where is Hulk in this Hulk comic? I have yet to see the Hulk. We have flipped through most of this book, and oh, there he is. Hulk has finally appeared in his own comic. God, I take it back. I'm not going to like that one after all, am I? But you go from stuff like that anybody can enjoy to this, which is probably pretty dark. I'm not sure I'd let my nephew, who's in that kind of age range, read Absolute Carnage, because it's just full of a serial killer eating people, you know? It's definitely not tame stuff. Although, at the same time, I did read Spider-Man books where Venom was talking about brains when I was a kid, so I turned out okay. I hope. Oh, maybe I didn't turn out okay, and that's part of my problem in life. I don't know. Okay, once in future. So this looks like it's probably gonna be okay. Yeah. Oh, dude. I was trying not to spoil it too much, and I was just gonna peek at a page, but I saw this, and then my eyes went over to the left, and I saw that. I am so hooked right there. Here it's back in the day where Punisher, yeah. Very dark and brooding violent. It is. The Punisher books definitely were. Especially, I think after the mid-'80s, the main Punisher book kind of toned it down a little bit, but Punisher War Journal and stuff, like, kept being super hardcore, at least for a Marvel book. The Punisher Max series from, like, the early mid-2000s was even more, like, super hardcore. I've only read a couple of those. They're pretty good, though. Man, say what you will about Tamara Bonvillain, but she can color. Oh. Can she ever? Oh, look at this crazy green glowy stuff. This is dope. I'm gonna like reading that. What else I got here? Elvira. Mistress of the Dark, number 9. I think I meant to drop this book and forgot. So I might tell my shop man not to give me any of these anymore. Because the arc it was on, weird, and now she's been summoned by witches? I have no idea what's going on. But before this, she was on this weird time travel arc. And then she ended up, like, going through Dante's Inferno. And that's just so weird. And is that the dad from Family Matters? Reginald Val Johnson? Is that supposed to be Reginald Val Johnson? Because that's what that looks like. Val? I don't remember. Anyway, I hope I get some laughs out of this, because the last couple issues before this were kind of straining for laughs. And not very funny. Had a crush on her as a kid? Yeah. I don't think you're the only one. She's still around. She makes con appearances and stuff, and she's actually got 2 separate comic books being published right now. Let me see if you show anything about the other one in the back here. No, they're advertising like every other book. I would have sworn there was a second Vampirella series from Dynamite. Maybe I'm just hallucinating that. This one is Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. I think there's another one. And God, being Dynamite, they of course have a million covers. And that's just how they roll. Oh, this is one I wanted 2 weeks ago, but I forgot about it. And then I went looking for it last week and wasn't in. It turns out Diamond just didn't send it to my shop man. You believe that crap? Oh, I am so hopeful that I am going to love this. So Fallen World, it's in the Future of the Valiant comic universe. Rai, the space samurai dude, who's kind of based on Bloodshot's technology, his overthrown father, their space satellite New Japan or whatever it is, crashed into the Earth, and that's why the world's fallen. You can see like the New Japan, the red dot that Rai has, like, it's shattered. Because Father is back, the AI that ruled the place. He's back, he possessed Bloodshot, and he's taken over the world. Look at this, man. We just open up to lasers raining down from the sky. What else are you going to give me? We got the elephant. Oh, yeah, we got all the beast people that were fighting the robots with Rai. We got, Bloodshot / Father. Rai are getting ready to have a fight. I'm going to stop flipping through this because I don't want to spoil any more of the book for myself. Because I want some of this to be a surprise. I don't want to accidentally see something I shouldn't see. But I've been loving this series. I'm a sucker for anything that Dan Abnett writes. He's a really good writer. I got that book up here, or was that book downstairs? That book must be downstairs. Anyway, I got like his Eisenhorn trilogy from it's a novel set in 40K's universe. It's absolute madness. I bought Silencer for forever because he wrote it. The writing on Silencer was dope the whole run. No one else seemed to buy it though. He's writing Justice League Odyssey now. It's fire. Although this last issue wasn't so fire. But then again, issue 13 is Silencer. Issue 13 Justice League Odyssey. Neither were fire. So he seems to have a problem with the number 13. Anyway, Fallen World has been up. And the last book I bought this week, but not least, with my Space Church music playing in the background, Vampirella, number 3. Issue 1, I hated it. Issue 2, I loved it. So there's no telling what Christopher Priest has in store for me this next year. Can I show this page? Yes, yes I can. Alright. So there's no telling what Christopher Priest has in store for me. I'm hoping it's going to be good. Like the... Oh, I definitely can't show that page. Can I show this page? Yeah. So she's like retelling stories to her psychiatrist. This crazy, crazy dude here with the crazy, crazy hair. And crazy stuff happens. And I got high hopes based on issue 2 that I'm going to like this. Although something about the art kind of bothers me. Bothers me? Whatever. Like, the makeup just doesn't look right there. I think it's the coloring, not the line art, that bothers me. But, wow, there's... You know what? I lied. There is one more book I didn't put over here. I'm kind of debating if I want to show it. It's Satanica versus Morella's Demon. And there's... I don't think I can actually show that cover. I mean, it's not like showing anything graphically, but it's just one of those things, man. I'm just trying to see if there's like anything that isn't literally like a woman wearing pasties. Anyway, it's written by Glenn Danzig. He apparently likes writing comic books, and he writes these really hardcore books, and they're just like full of violence and blood and body parts and all that. And I bought one last year. Wow, I probably shouldn't show any more of this book on camera than I have, which I think definitely kind of says I will not be reviewing this. There's a little more art that I can show. The art's not spectacularly good, but it's good enough. Who did the art? Simon Bisley? Is that right? Regular and alt cover Simon Bisley, colors by Matt Yankee. Yeah. Cool. Anyway, it's just think. Oh, I can show the title. I can show that. But that's about all I should probably show. I don't want to get hit with a community guideline strike or something, man. People just like wander around YouTube looking for poor innocent channels to bushwhack. All in all, I got a ton of books. All this at my local Graham Crackers Comics for $30 after tax. Not too bad. You won't tell. It's not you I'm worried about. You know, what else can I talk about here? I did a separate video. I went to, I just opened this store called Five Below, and I bought like 10 packs of grab bags, comic book grab bags, and there's a separate video for that, but you know, I got all this stuff. It was $4 per bag. I got 40 or so comics. I should probably have counted them exactly. But there were like 4 in all the bags, except for the bags that had this graphic novel in them. I think there were only 3 in those bags, so I guess that means I got 37 books or something. I got 23 unique issues. 2 of the books were things I already owned, because they were old dollar reprints. They were these DC Essentials, which are basically ads for graphic novels, which I'm going to send those to somebody. I don't know who yet. Then I got all this other stuff. It's a haul, man. It is a gigantic haul, and I'm okay with that. But it means I got a lot more reading to do, and my reading pile is already ginormous. I'm gonna have to make up some more bags and boards too. Good lord. I kind of dipped out on metal. That was good. That had already started by the time I started getting back into comics, so I missed the beginning of it, and so I just kind of waited for that to be over. So really, the only metal stuff I've read is I love this cover. This is actually textured. It's foil it's like metal embossed, as opposed to like just being foil on the cover. It's actually got texture and stuff. It's super dope. I was saying something like, oh yeah, the only metal stuff I really read was follow-ups to metal, the New Age of Heroes, like Silencer and stuff. I read a lot of that, and most of that was really good. By most of that, I mean Silencer was really good, and I totally blanked on the name. The Roquefort book. It also started with an S. It wasn't Silencer. What the heck was that book? It was about the kid that can teleport or open holes in space-time. Anyway, like the first couple issues of that were pretty good, but Ken Roquefort has I'm not going to get into that. Suffice to say, we have a bit of a disagreement on some things. So yeah, that's my comic haul. Let's see, we're going to keep the Satanica versus Morella's Demon covered, so that makes that 2, 3, 4, 5. I just want to see for myself. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Hello, Nepotism book. 15. I feel bad for the people that actually bought that. 16, 17, 18, 19. So I got 19 comic books for... Where's my receipt? What did I do with it? For, after tax, $30.49. That seems like a pretty good deal to me. Now, of course, a lot of that is just because I kind of got those 6 Xenon books for free, and 2 of them were like free stuff to take. But you know what? That ain't bad. That's less than $2 a comic book. That's what comic books should cost. I didn't say. I have not said. I already have a review queued up for tomorrow that I recorded last night. It's an Alterna book. I forget which one. Let me pull up my Trello. It should tell me. I keep all this stuff, or at least I try to keep this stuff all up to date in Trello to-do lists, because otherwise I'll forget it. Let's see. In case you missed it, number 8. That's what I've got queued up for tomorrow at 11 a.m. I got that right here. In case you missed it, is actually a reprint series from Alterna. It reprints their stuff that's out of print. It's all teen or young adult focused. Trespasser is a dope story about post-apocalyptic world. His father and his daughter, they have an encounter with aliens, and things go bad from there. There's the desperation in that setting. That story is palpable, and I love it. I highly recommend it. In case you missed it, books are only 99 cents. You can order them from Alterna directly. But after that, like, what am I going to review first? I'm probably not going to do a review of the dollar stuff, except maybe the Professor Hulk book. I might do that this weekend. People don't watch reviews on the weekend as much as they do during the week. I might just make fun of this one. I might just make fun of it. But I'm probably not going to do a review on Xenon, because I don't have an idea what the story is leading up to this point, so I don't think it's really fair to just jump in and make fun of this or be like, this is awesome, because who knows, the first, 10 out of the first 17 issues could all be trash. I don't want to give people a bad impression of that. But I might do a review on that this weekend when no one cares. Honestly, probably the first book I'm going to read when I'm done yakking it up here is going to be Absolute Carnage. I'll probably do Once in Future and maybe Vampirella, like do these 3 first, and probably this one, and then have reviews for these 2 on Friday. I feel like that's what I'm going to do, but no guarantees. I haven't decided. Like, a lot of this stuff is just driven completely by whim, like what I feel like reading at that moment, but I have been so hype, so ready for Absolute Carnage number 3 that I'm gonna have to read it first. There's no way around it. That book is getting read. Oh, you know what? While I'm sitting here, I'm gonna go ahead and put everything in bags so none of this stuff gets damaged. And we're gonna start by, I'm gonna block the camera out and get the kind of naughty cover book out of the way. I mean, it's not like super naughty. Like, I could probably show this, but I don't want to risk it. So we'll just go ahead and put this stuff in bags. That way it's protected. Because I have, I accidentally crinked a book that I didn't mean to crink. Just because I foolishly left it out of a bag and it fell to the floor and it splayed open and one of the pages got bent. And even books I don't like, I don't wish that fate upon. I would rather the books be in good shape. That way, if somebody ever wants to read that book and I own it, I can be like, here you go, friend. This book was not my jam, but it may be your jam. And if that's the case, more power to you. Now, I'm also really hyped for Fallen World number 5. I don't know what I'm going to read. I'm hoping Elvira's going to be good, though, because the last couple issues was such a letdown. Like, the book was, like, funny, and then it was like, and then it was funny again. And I just kept going along for the ride, and maybe I should have canceled it, like, 5 issues ago. I don't know. Once you get into the habit of buying something, it's hard to break that habit. These books, I think, are slightly larger than the other ones. They're a little bit more I just whacked the camera. Sorry about that. A little bit more difficult to in the bag, or maybe the cover material is a little different. It's got a little more, don't take this the wrong way, friction. Carnage is such a, yeah. He is, and this Absolute Carnage stuff has been absolutely crazy because Carnage is a whole army, kind of like in Carnage USA, and he's out to free the creator god, the Null, or whatever his name is, that created all the symbiotes. And so to do that, he's hunting down all the people on Earth that have worn a symbiote. That's somehow going to give him like enough pieces of symbioteness, for lack of better terminology, to they got like some technical jargon they made up for the story to explain it, but that's going to give him like all the symbiosis or whatever, to let him go and summon Null and eat the universe. So it definitely plays into Cassidy, Carnage wears insanity. It definitely plays into Carnage's own insanity. Like, there's a reason that those two were paired up. They were both nuts to begin with. Because it takes a very special kind of nutso to want to literally destroy the universe. Not figuratively, not conquer the universe or enslave it, but just, you know what? I feel like today we're gonna eat an entire universe. Now this last, let's see, not this next one. This last one, the Teen Titan Raven Special Edition. I wonder if that's digest sized. If that's digest sized, I got special bags for that. And sorry, I was doing all the bagging off camera, so you couldn't even watch me do that. Let's see. If it's digest size, it should be about the size of a manga volume. Oh, it's a little bit bigger. Let me go get my digest bags and see if it'll fit in one of those. Because if it is, I'll double bag it. One inside the digest bag, and put the digest bag in a standard comic bag. Yeah. They make bags for everything, man. I discovered You collect Time Life magazines, BCW makes a bag for you. Like, it's nuts. It's absolutely nuts. Now, I don't have any little boards for these digest bags. Otherwise, I would get a board out too. But I certainly got bags for it. Let's see if this fits. First, is it bag even wide enough? Ooh, that's close. I think the bag's slightly not wide enough. Yep, that is the case. Just barely won't do it. Alright, well, that's a shame. They should have cut the book down just a little more. That is an awfully weird form factor it's in, too. Because it's not digest sized, like an Archie digest. I don't know why you would size your book that. Maybe that's the form factor that they're producing the actual comic in? I don't know. It seems weird to me. There's a reason standard sizes are standard, and it's not just for collectors. It's also so that printers can print at those sizes. I'm pretty sure that as cost-conscious as Archie is, that Archie would not be printing digests that are a weird size, you know? Plus, that's like the same size that Reader's Digest is in, or the TV Guide, or anything like that. Fiction magazines, Asimov, Sci-Fi, Analog, that kind of stuff. Same way. They're totally in that same form factor. Oh! Hold on. Has the stream been okay? I just looked up here. It says I got a poor connection. I hope the stream's been okay. I hope I haven't been cutting in and out a whole bunch, because that would really suck if I have been. So that's all my stuff. We're gonna just drop you, Teen Titans Raven Special Edition, to this bag. You're gonna be a little loose in there. You just have to learn to live with it, my friend. There we go. That is a darn lot of comics. Oh yeah, the other thing I got at Five Below when I was there this weekend. It was funny. I was like just on Twitter, and somebody was like, "Look at this cool, like these cool toys that have been out of print for 10 years. I got it Five Below." And then I just happened to see in like the news that, like the newspaper, well, not the newspaper, but like, you know, like an announcement or something that, hey, Five Below is opening up in Madison. Maybe I just saw it over there. I don't remember. It was like the same week, and boom, suddenly it's here. But I got this. It was like $5. It's a brand new edition. How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way, which is full of just great stuff. Like the John Buscema sketches alone are worth the $5 price of entry. The fact that you get this great art lesson on how to pose characters, how to make them dynamic, is just fantastic stuff. Going from that kind of like layout sketch to an actual piece is incredible. And if you ever want to learn to draw comics in the Marvel house style from when Marvel really did rule the roost, that's the book for it. It's amazing. I saw an old edition of that when I was a kid, but I didn't own it, so I just had to buy it. It was like $5. I couldn't resist. I could not resist. I think I'm out of stuff. I absolutely think I'm out of stuff to show. I'm looking at this stack of stuff I gotta read over here. Oh, you know what? I don't know if I actually showed these off on camera yet. I probably did. Oh no, I did. I totally did a video where I was complaining about how many 100-page giants DC is producing for Walmart now. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. That's $40. And the worst part, well, maybe not the worst part, but the thing that kills me is I had written down, because inside of one of the issue 7s, it was totally like, yo, there is going to be like 3 more. Like, I had like 11 written down or something. Oh, a little buffering first logged on. Thought it was your internet. Extreme. Whew. You know, I've been going for 45 minutes of me. Maybe not quite 45, but I've been yakking for a while. And I'm out of stuff to yak about. So I think it's time to call this a stream. I'll be here doing the same thing for like 45 minutes or an hour next week. So I hope you can join me then, Just the Gamer. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. And, if you haven't hit that like button already, streamers and YouTubers are supposed to be like, smash that like button. So that would be pretty dope if you wanted to do that. But don't feel obligated. Don't feel like I'm pressuring you into it. Because I don't mean to. But I think I'm going to take off. And I hope you have a great rest of your evening or your afternoon or whatever you got going on. I don't know what time zone you're in. But I hope it rocks, whatever you're doing. I'll see you next time. I'm going to let the Space Church music play for a little bit just to make sure that I don't cut the stream off abruptly here. Because there's some kind of shenanigans with how YouTube and OBS are interacting. So I don't quite know at what point in time the stream is when it gets to YouTube. But I'm going to shut up. Thanks for hanging out with me.